We are live for this Small Business Saturday shout out for the first Saturday in October. Woohoo! Oh my goodness, it's fall already. Can you believe it? So, I am your host, Alicia Couri, and on this Small Business Saturday shout out, I have two amazing women, Kimberly Anderson and Nephetina Serrano. So let's see if Dr. Nephetina, we had some technical issues last week. So let's see if we can kind of put those things aside and have her show up again this week for us, because I know that conversation is going to be very dynamic. So welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to this Small Business Saturday shout out, where we shout out small businesses so that you get to know who they are, who they serve, and what it is if you are their customer, or you can help them out in some way by referring someone to them. You know, it's really an effort to help small businesses share who they are and what they do, because a lot of times we don't even know who our next door neighbor is. You know, we don't know who's in our backyard and what they do. So let's support each other. Let's support small businesses. And this is what this show is all about. So moving forward, I want to introduce my very first guest for today. It's Miss Kimberly Anderson, who is an intuitive transformational coach and business creative. She is a best-selling author, speaker, and TV show host of Unleashed with Kimberly, of which I was fortunate enough to be a guest on that show. I believe her very first guest. I was so excited. Her writing is featured in the magazine, and she frequently gets asked to be on podcasts and on shows. Kimberly helps women understand that their limiting beliefs and past experiences don't define them. They are lessons to build on. Teaching women to understand and trust their intuition is a profound tool in their success. Her inspiring stories of life experience and delightful humor shift people out of old beliefs and habits to find inner wisdom and positive energy flow. She helps to tap into and pull out innate gifts and talents, which helps women out of being stuck and inspires them to create the businesses they've always dreamed of. So please welcome to the show, Kimberly Anderson. Hi, Kimberly.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I am excited to have you be on as well. And like I said, I was so fortunate enough. I see Alicia Pitts has joined us. Hi, Alicia. I was so fortunate to be a guest on your show when you launched it. So how is the show going?
It's going very well. We're having incredible conversations, and the last few months, we keep getting deeper into the conversation. It's been really powerful. And you're right, you were the first one on my show, and I love it. I got to have you on my 100th show so we can see the difference. It's funny. It's kind of like what we were talking about just a little bit before we jumped on here, is just doing it even though you're not comfortable in that moment. Like, I thought I was going to mess up technology wise, and I have even still since then, but it's just about keep going and you keep learning and doing it anyway. And
right.
Over time you build the confidence, but it's been a journey.
And doing is one of those things that helps you build confidence in something. And Alicia says, cool. So we met at Women of Achievement almost a year ago. November would be a whole year. And you are a powerhouse woman over in California, where you really are helping transform women's lives. So tell me a little bit about your journey to becoming a coach. How did that happen for you?
Well, I think, and I kind of joke about all the time that when you step into that coaching capacity, you've kind of been doing it your whole life anyway. You've been mentoring and coaching your friends and your family and whoever really you can get your hands on and who will listen to you.
Who will stand still long enough
to hear you out, so I feel like that passion, and that's in you anyway when you finally decide, okay, I'm going to do this as a business. And I was in and out of domestic violence for 20 plus years. I was crying myself to sleep often. And I hit, I was about to hit 40 and I was like, why am I living like this? This is not my life. This is not what I ever dreamt of my life to be. And I had gone to bed just really frustrated and crying, and woke up the next morning and completely felt different. And it was funny because I got up and was panicking, like I was forgetting to do something, like I had to do something. And I was running around asking my kids, do I have to take you somewhere? Do you need to go somewhere? Are we doing something today? And I just couldn't remember. And I went outside and I'm like, wow, like I felt better. I breathed better, and the sky was clear, and I just kept doing all these things. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it took a few hours, but then I realized it was me that was different. I wasn't forgetting anything. I woke up different. I woke up in a different mindset. I woke up as a different me. And it was really powerful.
That is powerful.
In that moment that I decided to really start to, I had decided, excuse me, I decided I was going to learn and do everything I could to help heal and empower myself so that I could turn around and help heal and empower others. And so that's kind of how that journey started.
That is so beautiful. That really is powerful, because the things that we have gone through are lessons for us to be able to teach. So it's so amazing that you even saw that, because a lot of people, when they're in it, they don't even see that this is a lesson to help someone else, to help empower someone else. So you've been coaching now for several years, and the women that you impact, what is like your ideal client? Like, who do you really, who gravitates towards you? Who do you love to interact with and engage with?
Well, I love to interact and engage with everybody, because I've always been of the mind that you can learn from all. You're always a teacher, you're always a student. However, my ideal client, I guess I would say, is I really attract powerful women that are either just starting their business or within the first 5 years of it, and really they're just missing something. And oftentimes it's that inner work, that mindset, their intuition, which they don't really realize, and the belief, their belief system. And so when they can recognize that I'm here, I need to get to here, but I'm not quite sure how, or, I know how to sell a program, I know how to do this, but something's missing. That's where I would come in and really get you to that next point.
Nice. That's so important, that we need to be able to make that shift, because we don't always see those blind spots. We don't see the stuff that's like, the CEO of Predictive Index calls it the back of the t-shirt stuff. Like, you don't see those things and how they're actually impacting you in a negative way, from getting to the goals that you want, like getting to the place that you want to get to. So coaching, I strongly believe in coaching. We've talked about this. Coaching is so vital anytime you're ready to go to another level. So, who was like your coaches? Who were you inspired by when you first started out to do this?
I've had many. I wanted to add really quick too, though. It's, when you've gone through program after program after program and you can't quite figure out why it's never working for you, you're really the key component that's been in everything. So what is it about you that's holding you back? There's blocks there. And you can sell a program, you can create programs and do all these different things in your business, whatever it is. And there's still something that holds you back. And so that's really when you need to, it's all inner work. It's that mind shift. I have a coach now, and even though it's on the business side of things, it's still all inner work. There's always that underlying. It's an onion. You keep peeling, more layers pop up. Peel some more.
Yep. And you get deeper and deeper and deeper. And when you're transformed, you can't go back to who you were. You can't go back. and say, all right, I'm just going to hide now. I'm done.
Not only that, but it's really interesting because as we keep shifting and moving in this transformation and we peel off that layer, we might come up, that layer could possibly come up again down the road, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, or tomorrow. It doesn't matter. It's a constant conscious mindset that you need to step into for that bold transformation. And what I've really been telling people lately is that you're always in a state of transformation. The world is always in a state of transformation. Nature is a state of transformation. There's always change. There's the beginning, the middle, and the end of everything. And so you're always in that, you know, the caterpillar, the cocoon, and the butterfly stage in everything. And even once you reach that butterfly, guess what? Whoop, you go back to the caterpillar again.
And you know, that is so very true because it's a cycle. And if you're not growing, you're dying. So you're still transforming because something, if you're not progressing, then you're going backwards because you don't ever stay still.
Each one is another level of your growth, of your expansion, of your awareness, of your consciousness. And so as you keep doing that in every stage, you get to do it again, you know?
And it's super exciting. It is an exciting journey to be on. Tell me about the books you've written, because you're an author. It says best-selling author. What have you penned, and how has it impacted people?
So I co-authored another book, and then I created a book of co-authors, one of which you're in, and I'm so excited about. It's the first of 5 of this particular series, and it's a 3-part series. It's called Goddesses, Unleash Your Inner Goddess. And I created this platform because I think it's so paramount for us as women to share our stories, share the raw truth about what we've gone through and what we've overcome and those limiting beliefs and the traumas, because when we're in it, we feel like we're all alone. And so if we can just get those stories out and share them, other people can go, oh my gosh, you did it, maybe I can do it. And it has this profound impact on individuals everywhere. Yeah. And so I've taken this 3-part series, and so it's a virtual event, and those conversations are all about overcoming the traumas and obstacles and beliefs. And then I've turned that into a book, and then at the end of it is a retreat. It's a 3-day retreat. Unfortunately, because everything going on in the world today, we had to cancel that for this year. So next year is going to be amazing. Yes. But it's a 3-part series, and anybody can come to the retreat, and anybody can pick up this book, and it's purse size. You can read it, you can take notes, you can circle names and go, oh my gosh, I want to reach out, because everybody that's in that book, all their contact information is in there. So if you need to reach out and have a conversation with somebody, it's right there for you. And those they are.
They were very. I don't know if my mic is in trouble.
I hear you mostly. Oh, nope, didn't hear you then. I love the live stuff. I'll keep talking until you pop in. I love the live stuff because it just shows we're human, like things happen.
Yeah, because something with the connection on my microphone keeps unplugging, and so it automatically mutes me. But listen, if you want to get a hold of Kimberly, I put her contact information across the crawler. It's support@kimberlycoaching.com. Since we're talking
Kimberly A Coaching.
Connecting. Kimberly A Coaching, sorry. Support@kimberlyacoaching.com. And the website is kimberlyacoaching.com. So that's how you can reach out to Kimberly. If you know someone that is ready to really make a shift and has started a business and it wants to take it to the next level. So women, if that's you, reach out to Kimberly A Coaching, Kimberly Anderson. She is an amazing, amazing coach. And as you can see, she's very heart-centered. She's very compassionate and passionate about what she does. Talk to me a little bit about how your writing gets featured in E! Magazine? How did that come about for you?
It's been so long, I don't quite recall, but here's the thing, when you start to have a little bit of belief in yourself and you get out there and you get into action, because nothing's perfect. We were saying this earlier, progress is perfection. You just get into action. And those little beliefs in yourself, just get out there and get uncomfortable, because it's all uncomfortable. Opportunities start showing up in your life. And that's kind of what happened with that. Is it was an opportunity that showed up in my life, and I was like, oh my goodness, I would love to be a contributor. Absolutely. And you go through this interview process and whatnot, and voila, there I was, contributing author to the E! Magazine. And I think it's those little tiny steps. It's really about when you're open and fluid, opportunity shows up.
Yes. And I wanted to ask you that too. Some people fear taking that step. Like they have this, well, I'm not really good enough. They're not going to choose me, so why even bother? What do you say about that kind of mindset?
Stop. Just stop. We've been conditioned and we've grown up, and depending on how we grew up in our situations, environments, cultural beliefs and whatnot, we have these beliefs that aren't our own, and one of the things that I really help clients understand is 9 out of the 10 beliefs that you have about yourself aren't even your own. Mm-hmm. And so when we can really start understanding that and peel those away and realize what a belief truly is, it's just an idea that's being reinforced over and over and over until you've completely embodied it to be a belief. Mm-hmm. Once you understand that, you can start breaking it down and realize it's no longer your belief, and you can get rid of it and create a new belief for yourself. And again, it goes to that mind shift. You have nothing to fear. The universe is abundant. It's there for you. It wants you to be successful and succeed in everything you want and desire. So the only thing you have to fear is what? Fear itself, they say.
Yes, that's
so true. Just don't fear anything. Just step into bold action. You're going to be okay. Fail forward, fall forward. It's just progress and moving in action. And there's so many amazing stories out there about people having to try before they finally made it. The Harry Potter series, it was a complete flop for many years. Even Michael Jordan, they told him he couldn't be a basketball player. He's horrible. I mean, really, don't believe what people tell you. If it's in your being, it is in your cell. You have the ability to do it. If it's a call, listen and step into action. And don't worry about fear. None of us are perfect. We're going to completely fail like the first couple of times. It's just a lesson. Just learn from it. Absolutely learn from it. And then you can build that little confidence as you go. I mean, the first time we did this, I'd never used StreamYard before, and I didn't even have the volume right. Like, you just do it. It's okay. It's okay to fail because it's a lesson.
I believe that so much. And it took me a while to get there because I was one of those perfectionists that I wouldn't do it unless I could do it perfectly, unless I could do it well. And it hindered me so much in my life because I wouldn't step out and take chances and do something for fear of failure, because I was told a lot in my life, back to that belief by other people, that I wouldn't amount to anything and that I would fail. And, so I kind of built that belief in why even try, because I'm not ever going to be able to do it. So I limited what I could do to what I knew I could do, instead of taking a chance and trying things that I wanted to do but was afraid of doing. So I understand that, and I am I relate to that so much, in that feeling like I can't I can't fail. Like I can't, but it's all around us in life. It's all, I mean, we're walking, aren't we? We didn't give up as babies when we were
Right?
crawling around.
Exactly.
We didn't even know what we were doing. It was instinctive for us to walk. So
Yeah.
if we can lean, and that's what I love what you said earlier, if we can learn to really lean on our instincts, because our instincts are what really guides us into the next step that we need to take, right?
Yeah.
Talk
And
about that a little bit.
yeah, so you know, that intuition that you have, that is a gift we've all been gifted. It is something that women especially always question it once, we question it twice. Even if that pull is strong, we then question it again and again and again. Men, bless their hearts, they're like, okay, let's just do it. And they're like, yep, feels right, let's go.
Yep.
You know, so they, and what's funny is they don't even recognize that that's their intuition. We know it is. And
They think it's just their logical thinking. They just think it's their logical thinking. Let us leave them thinking that.
Yeah. But
they're just so smart.
Yes, right. So it, you know, really tap into your intuition and it will never steer you wrong. There's so many ways. There's thousands of books out there on giving you ideas how. A simple way is to get out in nature, kind of sit down, get quiet and breathe real deep and conscious deep breaths. Mm-hmm. And then tell yourself 3 lies about yourself, untruths, and they have to be absolute lies about yourself. And I've
never heard this before.
Yes.
I'm fascinated.
So tell yourself, and only one thing at a time. So you breathe in real deep and you exhale, I am a man. Okay, well, for me, that is definitely not true. So you feel where that feels in your body. And then you wait a minute. And then you do it again with another lie. And then another lie, untruth about yourself, a bold, real untruth about yourself. And then you do it with truths. I am Kimberly. I am a woman. I am whatever it is about you that you hold so true in your core, and feel where that feels. And then you can kind of start feeling where your intuition talks to you. Now, intuition, however, there's 4 main ways it talks to you, but it really, there's levels of it. And I have a really funny story, which we do not have time to go into right now, but there's 4 different ways to tap into your intuition. It's, do you have a knowing? Do you see stuff? Do you have a hearing, or do you have a body sensation? Body sensations can come in many different ways. And it could just be a whole thing. It could just be those butterflies you get. I had one person tell me that every time she wanted to do something that she knew she shouldn't, like buy something she didn't need, she'd have to pee. Like, okay, your intuition telling you. And then if she put it down, she was good.
Yeah. I had that when I used to get nervous before a test. If I would get nervous before a test, that's what I would feel like, and I didn't have to. It was just a nervous reaction.
Yeah. So there's so many different ways to tap into your intuition and just really find those things. But I wanted to give you the example of an untruth where you think it might be truth. So women, when you have a couple little hairs on your upper lip, and you pluck them or wax them or have them torn off your face in whatever way you do, for you, you cannot say, I do not have a mustache in your untruth, because for you, you do. It has to be a core, absolute certainty untruth.
Okay.
Do not say that, because in your core, there's a belief that you do.
Right, because I'm waxing it.
And so, and that's such an important thing to realize.
Right.
It has to be a full untruth.
Right. So if you have dark roots and you say that you're blonde. Go to the root. Okay. So you can say yes as an untruth. I am a blonde if you have dark roots. And I'm not saying that about Kimberly, because Kimberly probably is a natural blonde.
I am, but I'm turning into a brunette as I get older.
Yeah. So I love this, Kimberly. Thank you so, so much. So guys, listen, connect with Kimberly. You know, you want to take yourself to the next level. She has all these great nuggets, all these great techniques for you to really tap into that intuition and tap into that mindset that will take you to the next level. So thank you so much, Kimberly, for joining us today. Do you have any last words that you want to share?
Just believe in yourself. Know that everything you desire in life is at your fingertips. It starts in the mind. Believe it in your heart as truth, and you can do anything.
Yay.
Awesome pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you so much. And Kimberly's book, well, the co-authored book that I was a part of as well. Tell us where we can get the book and where they can listen to your podcast.
Thank you. So the book is on Amazon. It's called Goddesses Among Us, because I am an absolute firm believer that every woman is a goddess. It is about really finding that truth and power within yourself to step into it. Goddesses Among Us, my name, Kimberly Anderson. You can search it on Google or Amazon and it'll pop right up. And it is a #1 bestseller. So find it, read it, it will change your life. And my TV show is called Unleashed with Kimberly. You can stream it. The channel is KP Media TV, and you just download it like you would, you know, Netflix and Hulu and all of those channels on your streaming device, and voila, I'm on it Tuesdays, 10 a.m. on Pacific time.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I will see you soon. Okay. All right. So that was Kimberly Anderson. If you want to book any time with her, if you want to reach out to her, it's support@KimberlyAcoaching.com. And you can go to KimberlyAcoaching.com for her website. So check out Kimberly. And so if you're just joining us, this is Small Business Saturday Shoutouts. And I am your host, Alicia Couri. And I am so excited. My next guest is Dr. Nephetina Serrano. And I also met her at Women of Achievement last year in November. She is a powerful woman. And last week she was supposed to be with us. We had some technical issues, but it was purposeful because we had a really great conversation afterwards. But let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Serrano. She and her husband are co-founders of Covenant Marriages, Inc., a Covenant Rescue 911, and Covenant Marriages Institute. They are a highly motivated and purpose-driven Christian couple who have been married for over 28 years with a combined Christian experience of more than 30 years. They attend the Mount Airy Church of God in Christ, Philadelphia, where they serve under Bishop J. Lewis Felton, and where they have been members for over 27 years under the leadership of Bishop Ernest C. Morris Sr. They are life coaches, certified counselors, mentors, motivational speakers, and entrepreneurs. And they have an outside the four walls ministry and work actively to help couples in transitional phases within their marriages and life, offering life-changing advice and guidance to deal with the challenges incident to achieving authentic oneness in marriage. They are publishers, co-authors of the book, The Marriage Corporation, Corporate Strategies for Fulfilling God's Purpose in a Covenant Marriage. And The Marriage Corporation, the book seeks to give guidance on the establishment of coherent family structure. YMM Magazine, Your Marriage Matters, which is a publication for couples by couples, is also tailored to meet the relationship needs of married couples, especially those in leadership positions in the community, in business, and in ministry, and will focus on the real issues that matter most to couples and their families, while providing a learning platform for singles preparing to embark in their own marital journey. So I would love to welcome Dr. Nephetina Serrano. Hi,
Hello.
my love. How are you?
I am doing very well. How are you?
I am
I'm,
great. Wonderful.
I'm like,
We
who is that
finally
girl?
made it. Woohoo!
Yes, yes. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you so much. I think what you're doing is so awesome.
Yeah, so this is a great platform for anyone with a small business that wants to talk and share about who they are and what they do. So I'm thankful that you agreed to come on the show with
Excuse
me.
me. Yes, thank you. Yes, this is just an honor, and just to see how you're growing and all the things that you're doing. I'm super excited and proud of you.
Thank you.
Just to think that we met just some time ago, but it feels like a lifetime already.
And in a good
So,
way. In a good way.
and in a good
In a
way,
sister way.
yeah. I'm telling
We're
you,
sisters.
I met some amazing people at. So thank you, Marlena.
Yes, thank you.
I
Shout
met.
out to Marlena. We'll get her on. We'll get her on a show one of these days.
Yeah.
So you have this ministry and this business really with your husband uh,
Yes.
together that really focuses on strengthening the family and strengthening marriages. How did that come about for you?
Wow. Well, my husband and I, we've been married 31 years now, and we have been doing marriage ministry for over 25 years. But how we came into doing covenant marriages and covenant rescue was just through having a tumultuous time, going through some ups and downs, as
Yeah.
Tamala Man says, in our own situation. But covenant marriages was something that actually came out of a dream that I had. It was a dream where God had showed me a family, and the family was going into their home, and they turned around and they waved. But when they went inside the door and closed it, I felt this overwhelming sense that there was hurt beyond the closed doors. And
Wow.
that was something that I arose in the morning. I went into prayer, and the Lord just began to, deal with me about working with marriages more closely, understanding that these people are going through a lot beyond those closed doors that you don't know about, and they need help. And I'm going to send you as one to walk alongside them and help them.
Wow. That is powerful because yeah, a lot of times things look a certain way on the outside to everybody, and people are hurting on the inside. So the that became a mission for you. And
It
let me
did.
just let people know that you are not at home, you're out, and unexpectedly,
Yes.
doing this from a location. So if you hear background noise, it's not because she's trying to be somewhere that she's not. It's just that the interview came up at a time that you weren't able to be in a quiet place to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
So
appreciate you
hopefully,
because I believe that this is an important message to share. So
yeah,
marriage is a journey. It's really an interesting journey, and to be in a long relationship, it does take a lot of work.
it does.
So what in covenant marriages, what is the difference that you see? Like, just people are married, they're getting married, but you are really focusing on creating that covenant relationship. What is the difference?
Well, covenant is understanding that God is the one that created marriage. He instituted it, right, for his purpose, really, and so with that being said, he intended for marriages to last. He wanted it to be forever, right? Until death we do part. Of course, we know that doesn't always happen.
Hmm.
And it's not always possible. Simply put, just not always possible. But it can be for you, can be for me. We have to put ourselves in a position where we understand that we don't always use the big D word, right, divorce, as an option. And we
Right.
have to make that be a non-factor in our vocabulary and within our marriage. And what does that mean? That means that as a married couple in covenant marriage under God, you really want to do everything that you can to work through whatever it is you're going through. And I think a lot of times we simply just decide that we take the flight instead of the fight. We're just like, we're just not going to have it. There are things, of course, we understand there is abuse, there is mental and physical abuse. There is, drug addictions and things like that that can come. And even some of those things, right, are still things that you can get through. It really depends on the couple individually themselves. But, I just believe that no matter what, I have a mentality that if we work together, we win. It takes a working together, though. It's not a one-sided issue. It is very important that if you're going to work in marriage toward oneness, that it's a two people, right, that come together to become one. Well, it takes two people to make this thing work.
Right. Like one can't just check out and have it work.
Right.
I want to shift gears just for a moment, because even though this is really about your business, I also want people to know more about you too. That you are, I didn't get to mention this earlier, but you are Mrs. Elite Pennsylvania Woman of
Yes. Yes.
Yes, and you will be competing for the same title that I have, not this time, but next year.
Next year. Yeah, listen, I'm so glad I'm not walking next to you, honey. I'm telling you, that I would have gave you a fight for your money, but it's okay.
Run for my money for sure.
Listen, no, it is, and everything is in God's timing, and so yes, I am so looking forward to 2021. God be the glory that I'll have an opportunity. Women of Achievement is an amazing organization. Hats off to Marlena Martin, who is the organizer and visionary of that, and I believe she is impacting women across the land, in other countries. And she's given them an opportunity to be able to look at the woman in the mirror and appreciate who you are today, just as you are. Right? We don't have to be, that 36, 24, 36.
Right. And Francesca says hi. We met Francesca there too. Hi, Francesca. Great to see you. And that is so true. We talked in the last segment to Kimberly about this idea of perfection. And even though your business is about covenant relationships, I want to talk about women for a moment. I want to talk about, that half of that covenant relationship and how women are impacted by that, because we come in and we become the mothers, the givers, the caretakers, everything like that. So we start fulfilling these roles in our relationship. How do you see a woman coming into a relationship in a covenant marriage?
Well, you have to come in as a whole person. You don't come into marriage a half a woman, and he doesn't come into marriage a half a man. So this term, I complete you and you complete me, I understand that we are bone of his bone and flesh of his flesh, but I am me and you are you. And so I think when you come into marriage, into relationship with someone, even during the courting period, never lose you. Remember who you are. Remember that you are an individual coming into a relationship, and the two become one. And they do become better together. But never forget your hopes, your dreams, your desire, what you stand for. Always remember that, because you are an individual. You were fearfully and wonderfully made, created in whose image? God's image, not our husband's image. And so just remember that. And if we remember that, then we'll hold true to who we are. Be who you were created to be. And whether that journey takes you to doing a ministry or a work in life, like my husband and I, or whether it causes you guys, he works here and you work there. No matter what, you will not have lost yourself in this thing.
And talk to me a little bit about this perfectionism. Like, we have to come in and know how to cook and clean and do everything right and be that perfect wife to our spouse.
Well, listen, you know what? With the day we reach perfection, we'll be on the other side of glory. So, what
Give
I
it up.
will say, what I will say is no, we're not going to be perfect, right? You know, there is no perfect marriage. Um, but what it is, and even God, He is married to the church, right? He's married to the church, and certainly we're not perfect. We're the body, so we're not perfect. And I would say, wanting to do all, be all, it may not work for you. Right, this generation, especially, a lot of them, listen, a lot of them, they love to eat out, honey. They love to dine. So, so all
So
I can
don't be
say,
expecting me to come home and have a hot dinner ready for you because I'm working too.
listen, it's called a microwave and a and
They got fresh
a
food
Jenny
delivery
meal.
now. They got all these delivery options that you can have
Listen,
food
but
delivered.
I do love to cook. What I believe is that we all bring something to the relationship, and so I think it's important that couples understand the vision for their own marriage.
Mhm.
Understand that you understand the vision for your own marriage and your own relationship, right? And you two agree upon what will work for your home. In my home, I am the chef. In my home, my husband is the security department. in in my home, you know, I do a lot of the creating in terms of like I love to decorate, but my
Mhm.
husband loves to organize.
Mhm.
So, you know, I love to help out with the finances, but he manages a lot of it. But it's about what qualifications are you bringing into this relationship?
Mhm.
See,
What are your
some
strengths?
what is your strengths? Because some things people take on by default just because nobody else is there to do it. But
Mhm.
when you don't possess the skill set in our book, The Marriage Corporation, we talk about it. When you don't possess the skill set to do it, you got to subcontract that out. It doesn't just don't get done.
Right. So true because doing it, if it's not in your wheelhouse, you end up with frustration, resentment, and all these other things that don't need to be there. If you just
Doesn't.
uh, if you just agreed that you know what, this I ain't doing that, I can't do that. That you know gives me a headache. So I don't want that.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
so right,
So,
understanding, and that goes back to again understanding who you are and what, as a whole person, what you bring to the to this whole arrangement. Because then,
yeah,
when you have that understanding at the beginning, then it kind of mitigates misunderstanding in the middle.
absolutely. Absolutely. So don't try to be perfect, but strive for perfection, and make sure that you are looking and are living with your eyes wide open, right? Because then you can achieve the things that you desire in your heart, and you'll work together toward doing that.
Mhm. Who is your ideal, like, who are your ideal clients, customers?
So for us, my husband and I, we're called to leaders. So we're called to people like you, those who are out in the trenches on the front lines, helping to guide other people. And why? Because we have, you know, we're in a position where, you know, we had businesses, we've had homes, we've had cars, so we've had gains, but we have losses. We
Mhm.
understand what it is. And, you know, their leaders out there are struggling to get the help and support that they need because they're so used to just pouring out. We want you to know, as midwives, we're like midwives to couples. We walk alongside you in this journey. You are not left alone. We're going to see you through it all the way to the end.
Mhm.
And so it's just important for us to be able to reach our leaders. Listen, we counsel singles. Yes, a lot of our singles are entrepreneurs, are women in ministry, um, our youth. I'm very much about youth. So even though we're marriage counselors, but we've been called to serve, and we serve for the greater good. So we
Mhm.
serve the body, and that's, you know, that's children, that's women, that's men, and that's couples.
Right. And you are a powerful speaker as well. I've had the
Oh,
pleasure
thank you.
being witness to that. I mean, I was like, it was like a church service. We were like, but in a good way, you know, it was like really profound and powerful. And like, I was like falling out of my chair.
Oh my gosh.
You speak. So you speak at women's conferences as well. So if anyone
I
out
do.
there is hosting women's conferences and other leadership conferences, you need to
Absolutely.
hook up with Dr. Nephetina. She is a powerful speaker.
Thank you.
Change the atmosphere. Francesca said she found herself once again, Franny, once she got divorced.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Franny.
Hi,
Sometimes you
sweetie.
get lost.
Because you can get lost, you can lose yourself, you know. And I'm glad that she said that, because that's what happens. Sometimes you lose yourself in the relationship, and that should never happen, because you have dreams and hopes individually, and then you come together and you hopefully mesh those things, and you guys help each other to achieve what your heart is desiring. So I
What
get that.
about when you both have different ideas about what marriage actually is?
Now, see, that's something that really should have been discussed prior to the coming together, right? That should have been discussed during the courting period, during the, you know, that time when you were dating. That should have been discussed when you were getting counseling. All of those things should be discussed. I believe that when people get marriage counseling, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, they're not diving into the real deal. Our
Thank you. I
marriage
was just going
counseling,
to talk about that. My next question.
you don't do, you know, it's not 3 and done. No, one for the Father, the Son, and the Holy. No. Marriage counseling should be anywhere from an 8, 12 to 16-week process. We, you know, if you're really good, you've been together a long time, you're seasoned. Say if you are recommitting to, you know, you've been divorced, you're married. Listen, you know, maybe you'll be the 8-week, right? Or maybe you'll need the 16, because remember, you're beginning again. But marriage counseling is more. It's not just counseling. It is a place where you go into coaching, where you go into leading and guiding. It becomes a teaching, if you will. And so I think couples are doing that 3, 4 sessions and getting married. And then, you know, after the I do's, honey, that's when all stuff hits the fan. So you need a little longer. Take the time to invest prior to marriage. Take the time to invest in the courting period and the relational period, and then getting to know each other period.
Yeah, because
you will be thankful.
Counseling needs to also include, like you were saying before, how do you deal with your finances? How do you deal with your dreams? What strengths do you bring to this union? What a absolute knows I'm not gonna do, you know, moving forward, and what are, oh yeah, okay, maybe we will talk about that. Maybe I could, you know, like really prepare yourself for the long haul of the marriage, and not just this fancy wedding that you want to have.
That's right. That's right. It takes time, and you should definitely put yourself in a position that you take that moment, take that time, you know, and get it together. Listen, I see you, Francesca. Yes, yes. Yeah, you know, I see that. But let me just tell you this. If you don't take the time early on, you're going to find yourself taking the time later. And sometimes later may be too late. It may be too late, because one person, like you said before, may have already checked out. See, sometimes we prolong things that are necessary for us, and we don't realize it. But getting that coaching, find yourself a mentor or a coach. I'm not talking about somebody that just got married yesterday, but you do. Every couple in any facet of life, whether you're single, married, separated, or divorced, you need someone that has walked this walk before you to be able to give you some insight or input. I am very much about coaching and about mentorship. Mentorship is very high on my list of things that I do. I mentor young women, My husband and I mentor couples. It is necessary. You need to have a mentor or a coach in your life, and you may have more than one,
Yes,
but you definitely need to at least have someone that you can go to.
absolutely. And Franny brought up a good point too, because infidelity doesn't have to be the end of a marriage either, even though in your case it did end your marriage. But there are couples who have survived beyond that.
And let me just tell you something about infidelity, right? Because we're short for time, but I'm going to, maybe we'll come back and just talk about that.
Yeah.
Those are the real talk issues that we talk about on our TV show. It comes on every Saturday at 10:30 on Dominion Network Television, so Dominion.tv. And we talk about those real issues that relate to relationship, not just marriage, but to relationship. Because having good, productive relationships across the board is very important. And so, but when it comes to infidelity, infidelity is as a death. So a
Mhm.
lot of times relationships do end over that, but it doesn't have to. I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to. I'm a living example. I know that it can be the most devastating thing you can ever go through in life, but understand that infidelity comes from a whole nother root. We're talking, it comes from the root of witchcraft. It is beguilement. And beguilement, if you study that word and you look it up, it is very, very deep. So it goes deeper than anything that we could talk about today. But it doesn't have to be the death of the relationship, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just here to say.
Mhm. Yeah, very strong, very powerful. So, oh, why did I put that back there? I meant to put Dominion TV. So I have Dominion TV. Saturday at 10 a.m., right? You
10:30,
said
10:30 Saturdays morning, and 10:30 p.m. on Sunday evenings Eastern Standard Time,
let me switch that for you. 10:30 a.m.
on Saturday mornings,
Saturday and 10:30 p.m.
on Monday nights.
All right.
Yeah, wow.
Back up. Put that back up. Anybody who wants to check out their show. And the show's name,
It is Your Marriage Matters.
Your
Why?
Marriage
Because it
Matters.
does. Yes.
YMM, Your Marriage Matters. That's the same thing as
Yes.
the magazine. So tell me about your magazine. Tell me about what you have coming up next.
Woo, woo. Here's the magazine.
Marriage CEO.
Marriage CEO magazine. This magazine, let me tell you, listen, guys, when you have a dream, don't ever let it go, and don't ever let anyone persuade you to give up on your dream. This is a long time coming. It's been something that was placed on my heart to do back in 2013, 2014. And we started working on it 2 years ago.
Mhm.
And due to some unforeseen situations, it was the production of it was halted, and it took us a little additional time to get it together. But guess
Mhm.
what? Guess what? It doesn't matter now because it's here. So
Yay.
it is here, and it's not just for marriages. It is geared toward the entrepreneurial couple. And what we mean is those couples that are working in ministry, whether you're behind the pulpit or whether you work in corporate America together or you're an entrepreneur. We want you to know that we wanted a place and a space where we could reach out to other married couples around the globe, right? Because this magazine is not just here for the US of A, but we will be spreading it abroad into other countries and with
Wow.
other couples. And so we want
Let's
you to
see it
know
again.
that.
I'm gonna
You're going
put
to see it
you up on
again?
solo so everybody could see it. Yeah. Married CEO. Beautiful cover.
Thank you. And we had an amazing couple that did our we have a two cover special edition, and we did that because this amazing couple right here, Greg and Lanika Scott, they blessed us with doing the cover of the other one. But I'm just saying, this magazine is meant to be a tool that you can utilize that you can keep with you, that you can pick up, one day on the shelf of any store, and be able to get encouraged, uplifted, and inspired to
Mhm.
be more, do more, and to understand that you can show up for one another. So it has a place for singles. We're going to be having, we have a writer that's writing for us. She's a single woman. She's a vocalist. She's an artist, and she'll also be writing for our magazine. So you'll see columns for singles, for our youth. Guiding Lights, yes, they are the ones that are going to lead the way. So we didn't want to leave them out. So our
Right.
youth will be in our magazine, and we have amazing youth that are going to write for the magazine that are already making legacy, building legacy, and leaving their mark in this world. So
I
it,
love
it
that.
will be one for the family. How about
I
that?
love that. And even though the title is Marriage CEOs, it is about touching everybody at every point in their lives.
Yeah.
They can benefit from it. And you said it's available in
Amazon.com. You can go to Amazon.com, soon to be available on Barnes and Noble. You can actually go to our website, of course, at marriageCEOs360.com
yes.
or covenantmarriagesinc.com, and you can get this magazine right there. Just click on the link on our website.
So that is excellent. Yay. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited. So are you guys going to be like Oprah in every issue? You're going to be on the cover?
Well, listen, so I'll tell you the little secret. If you look on the cover and you look right here, yeah, which way,
Yep,
which way?
yep, right in the middle. You're always going to be
That
there.
I'm always going to be there, baby. Yeah.
Excellent.
So, yeah,
Um,
but no, we will not be on the face of our own magazine all the time. This was really just for the first issue. People kept encouraging us, and I was like, okay, but we did it. But I'm excited. I'm excited because of what it represents, what it's going to do in the world. I believe it is going to be one of those things where you can go to and really pick up a good inspirational message, be encouraged, and to keep on in this journy and
yeah.
fight,
And
fight for your
how often,
marriage.
what is the circulate? How often, not to circulate, how often is it coming out?
Oh, it's bi-monthly.
Hmm.
Yeah, so right now it's bi-monthly in 2021. We're going to see how that goes. And you can get the copy, hard copy, printed copy from Amazon right now, but soon you'll be able to get the digital copy as well. So our next
Awesome.
edition, it'll be in both printed and digital.
And the digital would be a downloadable copy that they just buy off of you
Yes, they'll be able to get it right from the website
from the
again, from
website.
our website.
Awesome.
I
That
have
is
loved this.
exciting. That is super exciting. I can't wait to see you again in January at
Yes,
Women's
I'm super
Event.
excited.
So anything else you want to share? Any last messages that you want to leave our viewers with?
Well, I just want to tell you guys, as you know, we're all living in a situation called a crisis, right, with the pandemic. But I want you to be encouraged and just know that you're not alone. God is always there, and in your marriage, He is that silent partner that is always present. So no matter what you're going through, even when you feel like you're in the darkness, you are not alone. He's right there. Allow Him to be the light that He wants to be, and then you can go out and be light to others. Listen, as Miss beautiful Queen Alicia said earlier, I am looking forward to representing Mrs. Pennsylvania Elite next year. Also, we're doing some amazing things. We're going to be launching our magazine, our book, and our new website. So
All
look for
right.
that. That's coming in December. We'll be doing a virtual live as well as an on-site red carpet event for that, and you'll get more about that. If
I
you
need
want
to
to
come
find
to
out anything
Pennsylvania.
about me,
I need
yeah,
to come to Pennsylvania.
if you want to find out more about myself, you can always go to www.marriageceos with an S 360.com.
Coming along the bottom. If you look along the bottom, Marriage 360, Marriage CEOs 360.com. So
Yes.
Franny, I hope we do see you in January. Uh,
Yeah.
to that. And thank you so much for joining me. I know you were trying to make it home, but I understand that it wasn't
Yeah,
possible, but thank you so much for joining us
you're
today.
very welcome.
All right, Dr.
Listen,
Nephetina, I am going to see you in January.
yes, yes. You guys take care. Thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. You're making ways in this world, and you're definitely being a light. So thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Oh, so that was an amazing show today with Kimberly Anderson and Dr. Nephetina Serrano. And so I am so excited for Small Business Saturday shout outs. You know, this is an opportunity for you to, with your small business, to come talk about what you do, talk about your business. So we have a group on Facebook. It's called Small Business Saturday Shout Out. You'll see it going across the bottom. So you can join our group on Facebook if you're not already a part of it. And, you know, hopefully next time I'll see you in one of these Small Business Saturday shout outs. If you're on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. If you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/C/AC, Alicia Couri. So subscribe to YouTube so you can get notifications of when we go live for our Small Business Saturday shout outs. And you can connect with me as well on any social media platform, whichever is your favorite, at alicia360.com. So you can go to alicia360.com and connect with me as well. Thank you so much to my guests again for joining us. Next week, we'll have another 2 business owners joining us for Small Business Saturday shout outs. And I'm so excited to introduce you to them. So until then, have a great rest of your weekend, everybody, and see you next Saturday right here. Same bat time, same bat channel. Mwah.